Frosty the snowman has a carrot for a dick.
Wow.
Is that-
You went there, not me.
Welcome to Guilty Pleasure.
Wow. Oh,
Jingle
that's
bells,
it.
jingle bells.
We're gonna jingle his bells.
Zach, who are you, man?
This is Welcome to Guilty Pleasures. Guys, we're talking about Hot Frosty, the new Netflix jam starring Lacey Chabert of Mean Girls fame.
Oh, you did not just say that.
Is that not how it's
Sherbet.
Sherbet.
No, really?
Yes, like the ice cream.
I guess I've never heard it out loud. I've just read it since she was the star of the Wild Thornberries.
Gretchen Wieners.
She was? Wild
Gretchen.
Thornberry? I know
She
she's
is.
Gretchen Wieners.
She is Eliza Thornberry.
Yeah, she's
Right.
Eliza Thornberry.
I don't mean to hit you with that out the gate.
That's
Fun fact.
fucking wild.
Yeah.
That is a fun fact.
Isn't that cool?
That
That
is
is
very
cool.
cool.
Gretchen Wieners is Eliza Thornberry.
Wow.
What range?
What? Yeah, truly.
She's been in this
And
industry.
then she's also been in so many Hallmark films.
She
Oh, she's
is
the
the
pro.
Hallmark queen.
She said, let me get my check. I
Yeah,
did the cute
right.
little
I know
like
what this is.
famous bit when I was a teen. I'm done.
Do
She
you
did Third
feel-
Rock from the Sun. She just said, I did my drama.
Yeah.
I did my voice acting.
Mm-hmm.
I did my comedy classic.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm going to fuck a snowman.
Yeah.
And now I'm ready to get paid.
Now I'm ready to get paid by Netflix.
Yeah.
And
As
I
she
fuck
should.
with it. Yeah.
This is a movie about a snowman who comes to life, but he's not just a snowman.
Oh, he comes all right.
He is canonically a hot snowman. And he falls in love. Well, it was funny too because he can't be hot because he's cold.
That's why it's Hot Frosty.
Oh,
He's hot and he's hot.
yeah. This is the latest in from the Netflix slop factory.
Put some respect on the NCU.
On the NC.
NC.
Did you like that one? I wrote that one just for you.
That's
really
great.
good up top. We're friends.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, I mean, I could give you a synopsis, but it would insult you. There's a snowman.
Yeah.
He comes to life.
Yep.
He's hot.
Yeah.
He finds a lonely widow.
Yep.
Put it on your bingo card. Christmas classic.
And you know what? He might just change the town forever.
This is Hot Frosty, guys.
Before we even talk about this movie, I referenced it as the slop factory. You call it more respectfully the NCU.
Yes.
Yeah.
Netflix has full on decided we are Hallmark now.
We're
We are
Hallmark
a
now.
Christmas churning
Yeah.
company.
Or because I
Convent.
feel like that is one of the smarter moves that the algorithm that is Netflix has played,
Yeah.
where they've kind of paid attention to what just overall does well. Fuck everything else. Let's just see what does well, what gets eyeballs. And Hallmark does during the Christmas times.
They
so
make
like
30 new Christmas movies a year, Hallmark.
Hallmark does? That's
One
wild.
every single day
Yeah.
for the month.
and they film it at
December.
like 2 places. Like they have like 2 studios and they just kind of
Like
look
Canada
around
and
find out.
Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they shoot
Yeah.
them in the summer when it's hot as hell.
Right.
Yeah.
What is interesting about this is that, so I saw the trailer for this and I was like, duh.
Yeah. Of course.
You know, my girl
Clearly.
Lacey Sherbet.
Thank you.
We gotta watch her fuck a snowman.
Yeah.
Is it Sherbet?
Yeah.
Sherbet.
Sherbet.
He's being disrespectful to women. What's new?
Zach doesn't respect women. That's crazy. Oh, we found
it
new
was
lore.
funny even saying it out loud. It was just, I'll never get to say it. So go on. Let me
Yeah.
have it.
I know. I think it's well. I was fearing the day that this secret would come out.
Yes, finally. I'm here to tell you all.
God damn.
Spill the tea.
I'm ruined. I saw the trailer. There's a moment that we'll talk about where she sees a former co-star of hers, and I went, duh. But then what I didn't realize is that you also had a Lindsay Lohan Christmas movie drop within these
Same
weeks.
time.
You have a Chad Michael Murray Christmas movie drop that's basically Magic Mike but Christmas.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Netflix has full on decided this is what we do. We are going to print these. And I knew exactly what happened.
Yep.
They said the strike just happened.
Yeah.
We are going to find all of these spec scripts. We're not going to develop any of these. We're going to pull them out of a pile.
Yeah.
I do believe if I have this right, we'll fact check me by the end of this, that this was a spec script. Someone just wrote, "Oh, I know what this
it
movie
was
is."
the director. He was like, he said it as a joke, and someone said, you should write that.
Jesus.
No way.
And then what happened?
And then someone bought it.
Yeah.
Netflix bought it.
Yeah.
And then Netflix said, okay, we got to make movies fast. We don't have time to write anything new. And then you have all of these, frankly, incredible actors who are like, yeah, we've been on strike forever.
Yeah.
Sure, what's shooting? And Netflix said, hey, we're going to shoot this in 10 days. Make it 8. 3 locations.
Yeah.
You're a snowman. She's trying to fuck you. Let's go.
Let's do it.
It was the director was a former, and how do I know this, you ask? I went deep. I went fucking deep after seeing this, and I was like, I have so many questions. I need to know more. Watch the full press tour. Boy, do I have exciting things to talk about.
I didn't even know there was a press tour.
That's
of course,
crazy.
Via Zoom.
Oh, yeah.
For podcasts.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Fair enough.
Guys, come on over.
Yeah, truly. We could fly him in. The director was a writer for Hallmark movies.
Wow.
Like long time, like kind of famed Hallmark movie, Christmas movie writer.
Yeah.
And I think Netflix did a little poachy-woachy. Said, excuse me, beep, beep, beep. You busy?
Direct your own?
Yeah, you want to direct your own. And so apparently the story is that he kind of said this as a joke, and they were like, yes.
Wow.
Yes, and
Wow.
keep going. Whatever's coming out of your mouth is brilliant. And go.
So I said this wasn't developed, which was just an assumption. Am I wrong on that? Because I thought it was a spec script.
Not only was it developed, but like the characters in the press tour take this movie so fucking seriously.
No way.
Like, this isn't a Christmas movie about a hot snowman you want to fuck. This is a movie about grief.
I can't. I can't do that.
They had to have been so bored. They were bored out of their minds, and they're just like, yeah, no, we're just gonna like lean into.
That's why they got Craig Robinson on.
That's
They were
how they
like,
got
we
Craig
need
Robinson.
something fun. We need this to
Yeah.
be crazy, kooky, chaotic.
I mean, they got Craig Robinson and Joe
Latrugio. Let's start
Latrugio.
there. Number one
Well,
pleasure.
yeah, let's do it.
The cast of this movie
This is fucking phenomenal.
Stacked.
and it is insane how good it is. So you've got Lacey Sherbet,
Stop.
who I think is wonderful, and it was nice to see
was
her in her
great.
starring role.
Yeah.
She just carries these movies.
She carries
Yeah.
the movie. It's very nice to see her subtle and sated acting.
As the hot snowman, you have Dustin Milligan, who's our homie from Schitt's Creek.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And I was like, oh, this is just like the Netflix multiverse coming together. You have Katie Mixon as who I love from Eastbound and Down. But she's in a bunch of sitcoms that I did not watch. But she was the love interest in Eastbound and Down, and she's like the best friend here. And it's like, what the hell are you doing here, girl?
Yeah.
Craig Robinson and Joe Latrugio as the sheriffs in town. So unbelievably
So
funny. It is kind of insane seeing all these people cook. Like, it's like all of my favorite TV actors. And I'm like, hey, good for you guys getting one.
And they all were like playing in a different movie and given different
Yeah,
wants
dealing
and
with different
desires
stuff,
and
yeah.
needs. But I did enjoy this film. I told Rick out in the kitchen earlier, I was like, I think this movie, did you know it has like an 80% fresh review by critics?
By critics.
Okay, because how many critics, though, are reviewing this as part of their
Of a
job?
Netflix movie?
Like, I don't think Manola Dargis from the New York Times put
No,
in-
there was a Times writer who was like
Fuck,
a prolific
yeah.
one, wrote
Yeah.
about it. I forget, it's a chick. I'm blanking on her
A.O.
name.
Scott out of retirement.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She's like,
and-
I gotta review this one.
This movie is made for the people who like bad Christmas movies. Like,
Yeah,
tell your Red One analogy
Okay,
you
so
were talking
all right,
about.
so I feel like I feel like this movie was the pure opposite of Red One for me personally, because Red One although it wasn't like a incredibly well thought out film, it scratched an itch of like militarizing something for me in the back of my mind. We're just like, oh, wouldn't it be cool if like Saint Nick was a military badass and he had a whole operation behind him, and there's like a secret service and all this shit and blah blah. It's
Reindeer
like,
or tanks?
there's fucking
Reindeer with big
tanks.
tits.
Yeah, reindeers with huge titties. I love that type of stuff. I watch most Taylor Sheridan projects, and Red One scratched that itch for me. Whereas this movie does the exact same thing, is at the exact same level of like pure entertainment, but because it doesn't scratch an itch, it's just not entertaining to me. And so I was just like, oh, this is
There's no like boyness about
There's no
this. Is like
boyness at
a
all.
pure she's, theys, and gays
Yeah.
film. Like we have a bingo card of like bad, good Christmas films. And we need certain things to be crossed off.
Yeah.
And like when this shit opened with the dead husband photo,
oh easy.
I said, baby, get me a cup of cocoa.
Oh, shit.
I'm turning on my heated blanket.
You did the fucking lean in me. And you're like, it's game time.
I was in. And then just, I knew the premise. I knew it was going to be stupid, but like, I think it was very self-aware. Now, did the characters know that? Do the actors know that? Maybe not.
It is. As I've come to just hear as I've come to hear actors talk about their work in interviews, it is their literal job to take all of this as deathly seriously as possible.
He couldn't say this was an insane script and I was like, absolutely the fuck not, but I needed to get paid.
Right.
Yeah.
You just gotta, at the end of the day, you gotta believe it, and you can only stop believing it until after that press tour.
Find the pathos within the fuckable snowman.
Yes, there it is. Yeah. I mean, and I get that.
I think Craig Robinson and Joe Latrugio are just people who are like, we're just going to be goofy goofs.
Yeah.
Like there's this recurring bit of Craig Robinson playing on his keyboard. That is not in the script. That was not asked for. Mm-hmm. That is just him
being a goof.
You cannot stop him. And the director being like, oh my God, guys, this is fucking gold.
You got to let him just do it.
It's wild that you hire Craig Robinson and then expect him not to play the piano.
Oh, he's bringing the keyboard to set.
He's bringing the keyboard to set. They
and
probably
I heard that
saw
they
him.
like improved like 90% of the lines.
Of course they fucking did. They are so funny, and there's no world in which those two are not going to be funny. And so there are moments in what is otherwise a pretty bad movie, I'll agree, but like bad fun, whatever.
Bad fun, yeah.
But there are genuinely funny moments in this movie that surprised me. And is like, there are funny moments in this movie because it's like, oh my God, that's so bad, ha ha ha, I'm laughing. And then there are comedy moments of like, oh, that's funny. Oh, actually, wait, there's like talented comedians in this role.
Which was that hurt my brain a little because I almost wanted it to be one or the other.
I agree. I
was like, you're either gonna take this fucking stupid seriously and go for it, or you're gonna take this seriously stupid and go forth with that.
There's a moment I wrote down, Jack the Snowman, who I loved in Schitt's Creek. Like I loved that dude.
He's great in this.
Yeah, he's great in this. and a kid, they're at the dance at the end, and this kid goes, "Did you bring a date?" And he goes, "She's over there. She's the adult."
That's great.
That's a genuinely funny line and a good line reading.
Yeah.
See, and like, because the idea, right? I mean, we don't need to over-explain it, but she puts a scarf on a sculpture of a Greek god made out of snow that's supposed to be a snowman for a snowman competition. He comes to life, guys. Yeah. Do we know why?
No.
Magic of Christmas. We're going to just assume everything is goes in the magic of Christmas. And he comes to life in it was like giving Elf. It was giving Fish Out of Water. It was giving I'm brand new to this world, so everything is funny and new. And we as an audience get to go, oh yeah, we take that for granted. But how does one watch the television for the first time and whatever? And so the only part of that felt icky to me is like he's basically like a baby.
Okay, this is a big topic of conversation.
Is it?
To me.
Oh,
okay, cool.
This
to this podcast starting now.
Okay, great.
This movie is very I want to fuck my mommy coded.
Oh. Whoa.
It's Oedipus Rexy.
Their relationship is of child and mommy.
Yo, see, I was going the other way. I was going, this is a problem because all the women are trying to fuck this baby, but you're actually going, he wants to fuck his mom, and that makes me feel bad.
I was gonna say that this lady is basically raising somebody that she can have sex with.
Yeah,
she's grooming the snowman.
She's grooming.
So he has clearly the mental capacities of a child.
Yes.
Yeah.
He is experiencing the world for the first time, and the way this might just be Lacey playing this like serious, but she's playing it as like, oh, okay, here, let me show you how to do that. Welcome to the world. No, you can't say that to people because then they don't know how you really feel. Like,
mommy.
She's mommy.
She's mommy. Fuck.
And but then they have this vibe together. And even that, like, the moment that I said was hilarious to me, which is like, he's hanging out with this like kid at school and they're both like, who's your date? It's like, mine's the adult. It's like, yeah, no, I guess, I don't know how many times the audience wants to hear me say this, but this was written by a dude who wants to fuck his mom.
His mom.
Yeah. But I also feel like, are we getting a little too upset at this while also not being upset enough at like Enchanted or any of
Or
these
Elf or any-
Elf, any of
yeah.
the fish out of water.
No, because
Like,
here's
I'm-
the biggest difference. They intentionally put the camera gaze on this man being the first 10 minutes of him is him barely
Yeah.
not having a dick slip on camera.
Yeah.
What are you asking for?
Yeah.
But us to what's the word? Objectify him.
yeah.
I'm okay objectifying him. It's more that, and this is a direct quote, "You're picking me up from school?" That's a quote in the movie.
Okay.
He gets
yeah.
a job at the local middle
Yeah,
school
he wants
dance
because he wants to hang out with
because he's a
kids,
child.
'cause he's
He
a
has
child.
the brain capacity of a
Okay.
child.
Okay. Well, what about like Big or Blank Check, which we watched
The mermaid
recently?
one.
Yeah, but I don't
Yeah.
think in Big or Blank Check they don't have. I don't know why it didn't feel as explicitly mommy to me, and now I do feel
Now
like I'm
you feel
overstaying
it?
my welcome, saying mommy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Say it
All
one more
right,
time.
Yeah.
Get it out.
Memmy.
Yeah.
It was very funny watching this press tour because the guy, I'm blanking on his name, I'm going to call him Jack.
Dustin Milligan.
Yes.
Dustin.
Every interview I watched, the interviewer wants to ask, wow, so you're like naked in this. Like, wow, you're hot. Like the movie's Hot Frosty. That's you. What was that like? And boy, they PR'd the fuck out of this motherfucker.
Yeah.
Because he was like, yeah, no, obviously, like on page, that's what it looks like, right? Like you think it's going to be a movie about, and I had my reservations too, trust me. But then you see the depth that this film and the growth and the change. And it's really, it becomes so much more. And I'm like, shut up, you're hot. Shut up, you hot man.
This is a
Sexy boy.
you go,
Snowman.
Garrick.
I would say that the depth that he's talking about is about like 3 inches more than he thinks.
In
Whereas it's
her?
like in water. Yeah. In
Hey,
her.
penis.
Penis jokes. To where it's just like you're looking at a dry surface and you jump into this dry surface and you're like, oh wow, I'm actually 3 inches deep.
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool.
I broke my ankle.
My
Ouchies.
ankle is my ankle is a little bit wet.
Also, fun fact, he did no prep. That was the other question.
That's how
interview
strong
asked.
he looks.
He was like, they were like, wow, so how long did you work to get in shape? And he was like, oh no, I actually joined 2 weeks before shooting.
That's nuts.
That's just what this motherfucker looks
the dude
like.
is
That's
so ripped that he's
crazy.
like
His
sinewy.
abs have abs.
He was
actually made me
shredded to the
uncomfortable to
point to where the edges of his muscles were rippled.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm like, all right, bro, you
You got to put down a weight.
got to put down a
Weight, pick up a burger.
Yeah. Do that.
I don't know as much about fitness as maybe you do, but I also felt that he needed to drink more water.
He needs to drink more water.
I saw parts of sinewy veins in a
Yeah.
way that I was not comfortable looking at.
He
Yeah.
looks like
And this is body shaming.
no,
No, it's not.
it is. Yeah, it is, and it's fair. It's body shaming in a way where it's just like, clearly you look incredible.
Yeah.
Or like as
He worked so hard for this.
statuesque. He worked so hard for this. He looks like a boxer cutting weight.
Yeah.
Where you can kind of tell that like he might have spent like an entire day in a sauna to like sweat out all of his water weight before that scene, and then film it. And maybe he was like mad, dehydrated during that whole experience.
Yeah, which is funny because he's a snowman.
Because he's a snowman.
He's made of water.
Yeah.
Oh, there's so many. There's 3 threads of conversation that I want to follow.
Lead us down
Yeah.
one fearless
and
leader.
I guess no, we're here. We're going to talk about him. He mentioned in the interviews that emotional depth. I would actually say that, and there are some emotional depth moments that I think we should talk about.
Yeah, there are.
But before we get there, my complaint of the movie:
Too much depth.
too much depth.
Too much depth.
I want more
I
objectification.
wanted less
more
depth.
sex.
I wanted him to
This is not a smutty film.
It's not
a smutty
film.
I want this
Boo.
fucking carrot dick.
Yeah. The title of the movie
Period.
really leads you astray.
I wanted sex,
Yeah.
but I also just wanted objectification.
Objectification is the
follow
thing.
through on the bit.
Yeah.
There is one scene where he is our hot Frosty, who is so ripped, is outside shirtless. It's snowy out, and a woman crashes her car.
Yeah.
And he comes out. He's like, "Oh my god, ma'am, are you okay?" And she has him get behind the car and like
Fuck the
push.
car.
Yeah.
And it's basically like him fucking the car while she's
The car?
she's getting off.
Yeah.
She's just
full
like,
on
she just wanted to see.
push it more.
Yeah.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
keep going.
Yeah.
I'm finished. Like, it's a dumb scene, but I'm
Right.
like, yeah,
That's
we need 7 of those.
I
Right.
wanted to then see her like bring him into the home and have sex with him.
Or at least watch other people be like,
like,
you know,
like aghast.
like,
Yeah, like
hey,
just dropping to
it's
their
underneath
knees.
the couch. Oh, can you bend
Right.
over? Oh,
Yeah.
I can't. Maybe if you keep wiggling. Like, I don't know. Maybe what
Yeah.
I'm saying is like we're past that society. No, we're fucking not.
I don't think we are for men. We've had to put up with it for so long.
No, we're not there
Objectify
for
the
men.
dudes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the only way to fix it is to balance out the scales.
I agree.
I will always love this scene where Idris Elba is the head of the office.
Yes.
And he comes in. I've said this before on the pod.
You have.
And people like, you know, everybody's dropping their panties or whatever, and then it just cuts to camera of him and him just saying, "I'm aware of the effect I have on women."
God,
like that's what
so good.
that's what this movie should have just
Yeah.
been
Yeah.
from the jump, and consistently, and it's just him like wanting this mother figure
to love him.
because I did like the fact that immediately he was like, "I'm in love with you.
I love you.
I love you."
No, you don't.
No, you
yes,
don't.
I do.
Yeah,
I love
you so much.
That was a great line.
But
right
I
there.
love
I
it.
actually think ultimately, and maybe this is to the. I think you brought this up top.
If it was smart, I did.
Yeah. This is, it's a Netflix movie. It's a Hallmark movie.
Yeah.
Like,
It's a Hallmark movie.
they're the same fucking thing.
Yeah.
And that is, they are fairly explicitly and covertly Christian propaganda. Like,
Yeah.
that's what
Yeah.
these things are. And there's no room for the fucking and sucking.
No.
And
Yeah.
what ultimately has to default back to good Christian
You gotta
family
put
values.
it on
Is-
while you're decorating your house or you're having
Yeah.
Christmas cookies. Like this
Yeah.
is a
Needs to be
film
family
to
safe.
put on the
Yeah,
background.
because Christmas is about Christ at the end of the day.
That
it is
is the
about our
word.
Lord and Savior.
And this
Jesus
podcast
Christ.
wants to take a moment to say, don't you ever forget that.
Don't you ever fucking forget that.
We're telling you guys
Audience.
a lot of things to do this
Yeah.
week.
Can we talk about the emotional depth? Because it whips out of nowhere in the middle of scenes, fucking hilariously.
Yeah, every
and
time.
and the line that Garrick wanted me to start this podcast with, it is Jack, our snowman, very solemnly and seriously looking at Kathy after having explored the basement and asking her,
Kathy, what's cancer? Like,
and
what
cut
the
to
fuck?
slow zoom in on Kathy's face. Just
Yeah.
that is
Oh.
one of the frankly best moments we've ever covered on this show.
I think so.
honestly, it was I think in a way they knew what they were doing.
Ye-
I don't think they were trying to take it seriously. I think Lacey was taking it seriously, and everyone on set was like, just let her do her thing.
Yeah. I think Lacey was just like, all right, this is what I do. I'm a professional actor. Because, like, I also think about people looking at this as a job, you know? It is a job for, like, I'm just a professional. And she just saw the line, just like, I'm going to sell them as well as I can.
I lost my husband to cancer, and now I'm just staring at a boy.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's a snowman. I just know that I've hurt.
Right. Yeah.
And
I thought it was going to go down the road of, oh, he reminds me of my husband. But it didn't at all. And that's where I kind of checked out a little bit.
because Jack Frost
Yeah.
famously walked so that this movie could run.
Yeah.
And that movie was,
Famously
is that
waddled, I
my
guess.
husband?
Right.
As a snowman? And that was so much more fun.
Yeah. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
And you got fucking Robin Williams.
There's another moment. So like you have Jack is again he's a child.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then all of a sudden towards the end, like I think this is when they kiss but don't kiss. I might be confusing this moment, but he looks to her so seriously, and he goes, "I don't know what's happening any more than you do, Kathy. I could wake up tomorrow and be a puddle." Delivered with the intensity of like,
Yeah.
It's an Oscar.
we could all die at any
Yeah.
moment. And the only thing, like, that's out of Perks of Being a Wallflower.
Right.
The delivery of it is like, this is like, we only have one life,
Right.
so we might as well live. But he's talking about
Melting.
melting 'cause
Quite
he's a
literally
snowman.
melting. And if you're going to watch this again for a second time, which I know everyone in this room will be,
Of course.
but if you haven't as the audience, I'm going to need you to take a pause and enjoy the performances of the background actors in this movie.
Ooh.
Because you want to talk about people throwing their hat in the ring for Oscars.
Wow.
These people took the job so goddamn seriously. When Lacey's like, he's arrested. He's going to melt in jail. These people are
aghast.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
not Jack.
Yeah.
Jack, our boy. Our boy. One person is literally dabbing their eyes with a fucking tissue.
Wow.
Did he even touch any of those people?
No.
I don't feel like he did. I feel like he was just at the school.
He was the neighborhood little hussy,
He was a neighborhood hussy.
Everyone
he
knew
barely
him.
got any women off.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Well, you weren't at my house this afternoon, so
Oh well,
speak for your fucking self.
Kelsey got off the entire time. This entire movie, she was just like, I fucking love how
Listen,
cold this spit is.
they knew who their target audience was, okay?
Do you think he's hot?
Can I be controversial?
Yeah.
I think they did him a disservice with this hair.
I agree. I think he's hotter in Schitt's Creek.
I think he's hotter.
I haven't seen him in Schitt's Creek.
He's got like kind of a cropped cut and it looks nice.
Mm.
And there was something
And
too
he had a beard
wispy.
sometimes in Schitt's Creek.
Oh, really?
Like
There's
in later
something-
seasons.
He looked a little wispy and pale.
Yeah. And
Maybe it was because he was
and
snow.
his face got longer. Like
Face was
his
longer?
mouth looked really big.
His teeth were tall.
Face was long.
Teeth tall. From one
Anyway.
tall toothed person
That's-
to another. tall toothed person.
That's what we get. We have to talk about the magic of Christmas in this film.
Yeah.
Of everyone accepting that this man is a magical snowman
He's
come
a
to
snowman.
life.
You all buy that he's a snowman?
It's Christmas. Hand on shoulder.
Hand on shoulder.
Fucking dead.
I
Yeah.
replayed that 700 times.
This is what happens when everybody knows each other in a town.
Yeah.
Is that you just suspension of disbelief is just out the window. We believe in aliens. We believe in everything because we're all we have.
But like mostly in a Christmas movie, they see proof. Like they'll be like, oh, Santa is real because they've
Yeah.
been like, oh my God, there's
Yeah,
the twinkle in the
yeah.
sky. This one, they're just like, yeah, snowman, fuck.
Yeah,
What do you
whatever.
mean?
No, they also say a man that sweet has got to be magic.
Oof. But we got to talk about the doctor. That woman
Yeah.
needs to have her license revoked.
Yeah.
This woman comes in with a man who has amnesia. He's got the opposite of a fever. He's literally frozen to death. And she goes, I'm not dealing with this shit today.
Yeah, and
Okay,
she's
what
like-
is this, Obamacare? I can't, no, I'm not just giving out handouts.
Yeah, it's a fucking snowman come
He's
to
sure.
life. It's a
He's
snowman.
a magical snowman. I don't know, take him to a shelter.
Yeah. What
This is Katie Mixon as Dottie. She's from Mike and Molly, American Housewife, and I love her and he's bound down.
Love her.
She's really said, who fucking cares what's wrong with this man?
He's hot.
He's got a six
Look at
pack.
him.
I want to ride.
Yeah.
Yeah, she first tries to say, you can come stay with me.
Ah,
Yeah. But that's like what I feel like small town doctors are like, where they're sure they studied medicine for 8 years.
but everyone comes in with a sinus infection.
Everybody
That's it.
comes in with a small thing and they're just like, all right, I'm just
cold.
going to talk to these people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm just going to be like, yeah, man, you got a cold maybe. But also, you know, I believe that you might be a snowman. Fuck it. Why
And
not?
then the whole town being on board, like just delusional. Also, were the thrift shop owners her parents?
Right.
Yeah.
No, they just
Why
were
is she friends with
surrogate-
old people?
Surrogate parent
Everybody
role.
knows
It's
each
a
other.
small
Small
town? That's
Small
what I
town.
figured.
Yeah.
Because then
Hey,
even they
I-
were talking back to the cops. I was like,
Yeah. Also,
you get shot.
when she works at a diner and she
She
bought
owns the diner.
she owns the diner. I'm sorry. I missed
yeah,
that.
what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, and then she bought an entire pane of glass and a bunch
Oh,
of
yeah,
stuff
that's-
on a credit card. I'm like, that's
expensive.
expensive.
My favorite is him buying all the things on her credit card, but then also you're like, oh, he'll learn his lesson. But then in like the ending montage, she's buying her Christmas gifts. How'd that motherfucker get any money?
Yeah.
He's still using her credit card.
He's still using her credit
That's
card.
fraud.
And then he's also buying her like mad expensive jewelry.
Yeah.
Like a huge like diamond pendant
Yeah.
necklace. That's
Yeah.
$20,000.
And then that pane of
How
glass
rich?
ain't cheap.
How rich is Kathy? How much business is the
Well, if you're the
fucking-
only diner in a town of 30 people,
It's still 30 people.
you're wealthy.
You're never
you know?
full. You're never at capacity.
Yeah,
Your town
fair.
cannot sustain the weight and size of your diner.
Fair.
I'm thinking back through moments of the Christmas magic. First of all, the end, you have Craig Robinson quietly under his breath saying, I didn't believe it. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
just incredible line reading.
Yeah.
But she also, this movie wastes no time.
Yeah.
So when he first comes up to her and says, you put the scarf on me, she doesn't go like, what are you talking about? What the fuck are you? Who are you? She immediately goes, like, her character connects A to C immediately and goes, I put the scarf on the snowman. The first thing she does, you put the scarf on me. She whips out her phone and looks at the snowman.
Yeah.
So she's already, the picture that she took, she's already made the connection in her mind. Surely that's who this must be.
Yeah.
Right.
The movie also begins kind of like a Mr. Beast video. And what I want to elaborate what I'd say there, because this is from the Netflix slop factory, so it wastes no time.
Yeah.
And it begins with like no opening credits, no overture, like second one of the movie hits and we are in voiceover telling you exactly what this movie is. And I forget what the voiceover is exactly, but it's essentially like, I'm going to tell you a story about a hot snowman who comes to life. This is crazy. Buckle on up. And it has that feeling of YouTube autoplay. And this is what fucking happens when algorithms take over every inch of our media ecosystem.
Yeah.
Because it has a very clear effect on YouTube that we all understand. We can all see it. We see that a YouTube video, you click on it, and it is someone yelling at you exactly what this video is about so that you know you clicked on the right thing. Today, I'm going to put 100 people on a yacht, and whoever stays on it first last is going to get the yacht, and also I'm going to sink it. Like, they tell you from the second the video starts, and that is because what our job is as YouTubers is to get you to click, and then when you click, we need to tell you you clicked on the right thing, keep watching, because my job is to keep you watching as long as possible. The higher the average view duration.
Oh my God, stop spilling your secret.
This is just...
That's very common knowledge, I feel.
So the longer average view duration, the more my videos serve to other people, that's all that matters. Netflix, too, at this point, they only care about keeping people watching. And the company, the people that are making stuff for Netflix, they say, I want Netflix to buy more movies, so I want people to click this thing and know that they clicked on Hot Frosty, right? Like, you clicked on Hot Frosty, I'm going to give you Hot Frosty. And, you know, I make conclusions about the state of, like, the film world and art from a movie called Hot Frosty, which is not aspiring to be anything more than a Hallmark movie. But it's a little bleak.
Yeah. I think that the scariest thing that with Netflix and just piggybacking off of what you just said, with the state of art right now, this
state of the
industry,
state of Hollywood.
This movie being one of the prime examples is that back in the day, you would make, you know, CSI or SWAT or MASH or any of those shows to sell detergent, essentially. You have commercials, you have commercial breaks and whatnot, and blah blah blah. So what happens when that commercial break is gone? What happens when you don't have to play to advertisers or anything like that? What are you advertising? And then for Netflix, it is just other shows. You know, so you are watching Hot Frosty so that you have a subscription long enough so that you can get to Squid Game season 2.
Or The Prince of Christmas.
Or whatever, where it's just like, we really want you to watch this movie, so we're just fucking throwing so many different things at the wall so that you could get to having a subscription to have to sustain how much money we're throwing into Stranger Things the final season.
On that too, I am talking about how I love the cast of this movie.
Yeah.
But then it also bums me out that the cast of this movie is in this movie. Because that just shows you the state of Hollywood.
Yeah.
Didn't it kind of make you go like, oh, Craig,
damn,
what are you doing?
Well, there's nothing else filming right now.
Yeah.
Of course. But it did make me go like, oh, man, what are you doing? Silly goose.
Sucks.
Speaking of, I'm so glad you brought this up because what a great segue to talk about the best 2 Easter eggs in this film.
I'm glad that you caught both because I felt smart catching both.
Yeah. This movie is catching its own tail and saying, oh, you liked this?
Or Boris.
You're going to fucking love Lindsay Lohan's new Christmas movie, which is going to be playing on the background, on the television, on a Lacey Chabert movie where Lacey Chabert walks into the living room, sees Lindsay Lohan on her television. We all go, and she gives us one little line and says, that looks like a girl I went to high school with.
And I skis into my pants.
Now the ramifications of that line.
Don't love it. I don't think it's an Easter egg. I think that this movie takes place in the Mean Girls universe. Anyway, please continue.
Yeah, well, let's talk about that ramification because
it's the NCU.
Yeah.
That would mean that Kathy is Gretchen Wieners, who following, maybe Gretchen was never actually her real name in Mean Girls. Her name was Kathy, but Regina,
she changed her name.
Regina didn't like her name
Katie.
and said, go by, Kathy, Katie. Oh, maybe.
Yeah, I think she radicalized after she got out of high school and was like, I have to say goodbye to my toaster strudel fortune, and I'm going to go to a small town where no one knows my name.
Yeah.
She probably got canceled on the internet. So I'm going to change my name to Katie.
That's how she bought the diner because she cashed in on the toaster strudel.
And
my father, the inventor of toaster strudel.
Maybe her middle name is Gretchen. We don't know.
Yeah,
Kathy,
I think it's a middle name.
Catherine Gretchen
Wiener.
Yeah.
Do we know her last name in this movie? It's probably Wiener.
Yeah, it's probably Wiener. They probably purposefully left it out.
But that moment made us all jump for joy.
Yeah.
Like how exciting that two of our icons grew up to be Hallmark Christmas Netflix queens. And our second reference is when she says something about like, oh yeah, that'll happen the day I become Queen of Aldovia.
Which is the country in The Princess Switch.
Yes! Which we did last year, 2 years ago, right?
Which means that this takes place in the same world as
Vanessa Hudgens.
Vanessa Hudgens as a princess.
Switching back and forth.
Shit.
I forgot about that one.
Yeah, that was early.
You didn't hear Aldovia and go, huh?
No.
You didn't put a sweet little space in your brain for that movie, Princess Switch?
No.
That I ended up watching all three, and it was like a fucking hit for the household over the holidays.
We watched it. And
devastation.
And you were like, I'm
going to keep going.
I'm going to keep going. And we were like,
I took it too far.
Yeah.
I can't wait for the next one.
All right.
Do you think, and there's probably no way to say this without being mean.
Girls.
Do you think that Lacey and Lindsay look at Rachel McAdams and look at fucking Amanda Seyfried, who I don't think gets enough credit for how incredible she is. I know she's an Emmy Award winner now, but like, I think the world of her as an actress.
Sensational.
And I have ever since she played Lily Kane. Shout out Veronica Mars heads out there. Do you think they look at that and go like, why not me?
No, because I think Lindsay had it. Lindsay was arguably the most famous out of all of them.
She was the it girl, but she never had the.
But does she want the acting prestige? I don't know.
That's where I'm at. Where I'm like,
I think this is the perfect.
And I think that you get there through the professional work of just like the same thing I was getting at, where you're just like, I'm an actor and this is my job and this is what I do. I convince people that I am this person and not the person that you're, not the actual human you're saying.
And you know what I'm going to say? Lacey's worked more steadily than any of them.
Yeah.
She's probably getting paid.
She got more credits under her name than anybody. And if you just enjoy the process.
The process of acting.
She's doing it.
She's like, hey, I get to act for as a living. This
and
is
Darwin,
go to
he
Whole
found
Foods
us.
And no one is, what did you say? Darwin found us?
Yeah.
Little wild thornberries.
Love it.
Oh.
So cute. But yeah.
I think I could recite that entire opening credits.
Really?
Like I would need to think if I could. You don't think you could?
No. I can do his voice. That's it. That's all I got.
No, it's I think it's we found Darwin. And Donnie, he found us.
There it is.
That's what it is.
We're the wild thornberries.
I do appreciate something surprising this movie has, considering it is in the Hallmark world. It has light ACAB energy.
Nice. Yeah.
You have Craig Robinson, Angela Trujillo as like the lovable idiot cop. So like it is a loving portrayal of them. That said, the entire town is like, yeah, no, fuck these dorks.
Yeah, but we don't like them.
Even his son turns against him.
Yeah.
He looks at him and says, ACAB daddy.
Yeah. But yeah, I do love that everybody I do like small town cops or small town cop energies where it's just
they're
like,
not the ones making the fucking
or they're either
getting away with it or not bad.
They're either completely running the town and getting away with it, or they're just the guy that you have to come and see. Like
he's like a security guard.
Yeah,
he's just going to work.
The entire energy of No Country for Old Men. I don't know if
I mean
Jesus Christ, that's what happens. I feel like where I empathize with a small town cop where you're just like, I don't know what the fuck just rolled through my town, but I cannot
I
deal
don't
with
get paid
it.
enough.
I am
Yeah, if you're-
ill-equipped.
If you're gonna bring up No Country for Old Men, obviously I'm gonna fucking tell you I love Tommy Lee Jones and I'll do anything for that man in that movie.
Oh my God. I felt so bad. Like I was
Did you just watch
devastated.
it for the
No.
first time? Oh.
No.
It's just the
fucking-
best. It's just one of the best movies.
You're
ever
just
made.
acting like it, but that's how excited this
That's
is.
just how good
That's
the
how
Coen
good
brothers
it is.
are.
It's one of the
Copy that.
fucking best movies of all time.
I gotta rewatch.
I would agree with that. I would. By the way, I would love to rewatch. If you want to do a little,
Oh, yeah.
We would
little
do
date
it.
night.
Oh yeah, into it.
Why don't we do it for the podcast that we
it
have
has
about
it-
movies?
Yeah,
That's a crazy.
Idea?
That's
Yeah,
an insane.
we can't do
what
No
would we
Country
po-
Old
What are you
Men.
talking about?
or a show
What if we
called
like became
Guilty
real
Pleasures.
critics for just a moment?
I think the Coen brothers, like gun to my head, I think they might be the best modern American directors.
I think so. They're the most consistent.
they're kind of not consistent, which kind of makes them the best.
Mm.
They take wild swings.
But I think that whenever you watch a Coen Brothers movie, you know it's a Coen Brothers movie.
Yeah.
Immediately.
They're just the best.
Anyway, their writing style's great.
This is Hot Frosty. That's it is a very small thing that delighted me to no end as well. So Jack learns through television, and at one point he's watching Nosferatu on TV. Which, by the way, I'm so fucking amped for the new
Can't wait to
Nosferatu.
watch that fucking movie.
But he instinctively, this is a man who knows nothing. He was born yesterday. He instinctively makes a cross to protect himself out of two different things. And so that implies that snowmen are from a Judeo-Christian source, and
That's a reach.
that snowmen are imbued with a knowledge of Christ himself. And by the way, don't you forget.
Who's this holiday for?
Don't you forget about
It's
Jesus.
you.
What
knew
is
who
the
it's for.
meaning of Christmas, if not Christ?
Jesus.
Mass.
Jesus
I would
himself.
like Mass Christ.
Yeah. More Christ, please.
Y'all ready for some fun facts?
Yeah.
Give them to me.
There aren't many.
Oh.
It's
well,
a new movie and it's
yeah,
a
yeah,
Netflix
that makes
movie.
sense.
Okay, well I'm gonna say this is no surprises here. So Dustin Milligan, where did he draw inspiration from for his character? Will Ferrell and Elf.
Yeah.
All right.
Daryl Hannah and Splash.
Oh, that's
Okay.
what I said.
Jennifer Gardner in 13 Going on 30.
Cute.
Tom Hanks in Big. Those are all. Yeah.
There it is.
You cited one that he signed on 2 weeks before filming. That is confirmed.
Yep. Which is also insane behavior on Netflix's behalf. Like, what? You have everything but the lead ready to go?
No, I don't think I think that's just how fast these movies are made.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It's like, who do we have? Who can we get?
They
I think-
worked together before on Schitt's Creek.
Yeah.
The
The last
director
season.
and, yeah.
Yep, he director
Oh, did I take
Jerry
another one?
Siccariti
I told you I watched way too
directed
many.
14 episodes of Schitt's Creek.
And he called him and was like, you know a dumb guy with abs? I got the perfect guy.
I got that.
But I genuinely think that these movies, like, I bet you the director was hired on, or the crew was hired on a week before that.
Yeah.
It was like, hey, we're filming a Netflix Christmas movie in 3 weeks.
Yeah. I feel like they operate in a way where they like book the space first and then get everybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes sense.
I believe
It's
it.
weird. And
I believe it.
Now it's time for us to
To be fair, that's how Mission Impossible movies are made. So
That is a good
who
one.
are we to say?
I am so fucking excited for the new Mission
I
Impossible.
can't wait to watch Tom Cruise die on camera.
Do you know that the last one, like, was a flop, and that's insane to me.
That's so stupid.
Dead Reckoning Part 1 ripped.
When was
Yeah.
it released?
It was an inopportune time. I believe it was
COVID,
right
right?
before Barbenheimer.
No, it was a week before Barbenheimer, and then it lost all of its screens. And it like people like weren't as into it. I think they're crazy. I think that movie.
Yeah, and I think it's really good. I think you got to you definitely have to see it in a theater. You have to see it huge.
I will say Lacey Chabert and Hot Frosty said that having the best shooting days were when Craig Robinson and Joe were on set.
Of course.
Them doing improv made them feel free. Like they could do a lot of improv, but it didn't make it into the final cut. There was also a scene that they filmed that didn't make it into the final cut. That was the most fun and hard day of shooting, which was they did a one take like montage scene of the town coming together.
That's not what this movie is.
It's a one take and it took all day.
Yeah, no.
Didn't make it into the film.
That was never making it. That is like Netflix sat down and was like,
hey,
this movie's called Hot Frosty.
what are you fucking
We're not
doing?
trying to make.
We're not doing oneers here.
We're not trying to make our.
We're
They
not
also-
doing that.
He also talked about how Lacey was like a big part of him being able to stand up for his comfortability on set. whenever he said things felt like maybe they were trying to joke too hard into the objectification stuff.
Oh, so she ruined the movie.
He said we could almost like just give each other a look, and she would be like, I don't think so. And because she's running that set.
Okay.
I have 2 more fun facts.
It's trying to. Oh, okay.
I remembered. 1, to make it look like he was frozen, they put eyelash glue on his lashes and his eyebrows and made it look like it was frozen. So.
You watched a lot.
Bro, I told you. I was like, who is this movie for? I gotta know more.
Yeah.
The other one was that he wasn't fully nude in the opening scene where he becomes unfrozen and naked. He's wearing a ballet
dance belt.
Yeah,
that's what we will frequently wear. I've worn it a bunch. Like, and
but they had to sew it onto him, and he said they had to be careful with those needles.
Oh wow!
Very
a dance
ha-ha moment
belt?
in the PR
that's
tour.
like just the jock, and then
it's a jock and then like a front, and it basically just keeps all your bits in there. So whenever we do Try Guys videos where we are like trying on ladies' underwear or sexy swimsuits, whatever, and like you don't want to see, I don't want the whole crew to see everything.
Oh, kind.
Yeah. The least I can do, trust me.
I think that's all my fun facts.
all right.
Pretty fun.
It was a fun research.
Now it's time for us to decide, is this movie a pleasure, a guilty pleasure, or just plain guilty?
Ooh.
This is tough because I feel like it was created to be a guilty pleasure.
Uh-huh.
And that is offensive to me. And I don't like that you aimed it so specifically at a target that I hold dear.
Yeah.
It's almost like when you watch a corporation start to say like mustard or whatever, when everybody was yelling mustard on
and
Twitter
you're like,
or whatnot,
don't do that.
and you saw all of these corporations doing it, and you're like, all right, man,
This is Target tweeting a meme.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is Target.
Yeah.
This is any corporation doing Pride Month.
And and although I do understand that there are kids behind this that are just like, they're behind, end of the day, it's somebody who is a digital marketer, and they just got out of college, and they were like, yeah, I'd love to do this job for you. I'd love to get paid to make memes or like
make
copy
my boss
memes.
look like an idiot.
Yeah, but when you see it on this scale, it feels so disingenuous. It feels like, all right, this isn't only a cash grab, but this is you saying that we need to make things a little worse so that we can hit a target, which is not how I feel like a movie should be made.
You know what's so weird is that, so it wasn't guilty enough in the places that I would have wanted it to be for it to be like, oh my God, we keep saying the so bad it's good effect, right?
Yeah.
Like it was not bad enough for me to enjoy it because I think it tried to take itself seriously because apparently they were protecting us from objectification. But then it was funny and enjoyable.
Yeah.
Despite itself, like because there's talented people in there, and so there are good jokes and good comedic performances, which is actually not what I want from this movie. It did not deliver on the thing that I wanted from it, and then it did deliver well on things I don't want from it.
Which is the things that are good about movies too. Which
Yeah.
is like where I go to like this being for me a GP. I think it's a full GP because I think it knew what it wanted to be. It knew what we wanted it to be. And it went, we're going to get you right on the fucking hook. And we're going to carry you through with all these XYZ other things. And then we're not going to give you the schmut and the schoosh that you want.
Yeah.
But you're going to watch. Your algorithm's going to be fucked. And you're going to put it on at Christmas time with your family.
I'm going exact opposite review.
Yeah.
I'm saying it's guilty because I think it didn't know what it wanted to be.
No, I didn't.
I think it thinks
Trash.
that it has the I think
opinion.
it thinks that it's better, and it wants to be better, and it says we're not just going to be the fuck the snowman movie.
Well, duh.
We're gonna give you pathos. We're gonna give you a cancer plotline. We're gonna give you emotion. We're gonna give you great comedy actors. And at the end of the day, if you had just committed to being a stupid movie, I would have been able to say, damn. That's what I want Hot Frosty to be.
I think you're giving it too much credit of what it could have been rather than just what it is.
Yeah, because of the flash in the pan, the flashes of greatness from the actors themselves. It does not I feel like doesn't excuse the entire movie.
Boo.
And it also doesn't.
Tomato.
I say all this
It's
and
also
I enjoyed it though.
Yeah.
And I watched it over 2 nights, which I think is what like actually
You drugged
Netflix
that out.
sort of like it's like,
Yeah, it
oh, I'm
expects you
just
to
gonna
be.
put it on.
Yeah.
But if you don't think I am 100% gonna watch that Chad Michael Murray movie, and I'm saving to like watch it with my sister as like a fun girls' night in because of
Hilarious.
this film, like
Yeah.
that's what this movie was intended to do, and it fucking snuck
because it
into
is
your
a
pillows.
commercial for
Yes.
another movie,
Correct.
which I feel like is like
So smart.
No, it's not smart, Kelsey.
So smart if you're
It
a Netflix
hurts.
executive.
It hurts. Truly, it hurts.
Feed me algorithms or feed me beats. I'm here for it as a consumer.
It is not. I'm sorry. It is not a commercial for another thing. The other thing that it is trying to get you to watch is not itself, but another project, which in it of itself means that this is bad. Like this is not trying to, it doesn't believe in itself, if that makes sense. This was truly just set up for fluff to keep you watching and to get you to watch a Chad Michael Murray movie
And I
or
will.
a fucking Lindsay Lohan
Or
movie.
remember
Take
the
me,
Princess
I'm
Switch.
guilty.
Or the Princess Switch.
Yeah, look, man, I hear you. Like a subscription service that tries to use other projects to remind you to be on their subscription service is kind of crazy. Which, by the way, unrelated, secondtry.tv. Go subscribe and check out the good stuff we're doing there. We got a new season of Child Problems with both of these people coming top of the year.
But that's good. You're putting up good things.
And I'd throw it all away for one hot Frosty.
Okay, fair enough. All right.
Gang,
What?
listening
What?
to the world, this is our final episode of the year.
Yeah.
Wow.
I correct?
It is?
That's
Wow.
it. We're going to go dark for the final week of December. Let the team here enjoy some rest and time with their family. Maybe watch a little Hot Frosty with mom and dad.
Why not?
And then we're going to take a little bit of time off in January. We're going
Ski.
to just do anything else.
Literally anything else.
Kelsey's going to ski.
I'm gonna go
She's a
ski.
skier.
Yeah, we don't have a date back yet. I'm not sure what it'll be, but we'll let you know. We'll do some re-releases of favorite episodes between now and then. But otherwise, we'll see you guys either end of January, sometime in February. Have a wonderful holidays. Thank you for making this a wonderful year here at the whole the Familia gang.
Here at the hole.
Here at the whole.
The whole.
Anything you want to say to the people before we say goodbye to them for a couple weeks?
Hey. A-cab, baby.
Hey, Cab.
Hey, cab.
Watch your back.
Hey, cab.
Hey,
Hey,
Cab.
cab.
I'll see you all January 6th at the Capitol.
McCorn Diddy on all the things.
I'm Kelsey Darragh on all of
I'm Garrick Bernard on all the things.
And until next year, what's cancer?
What is cancer?
Oh, God.